Okay, everyone. So we have 22nd of July. Cut, go. Yeah. We're having fun outside, throwing the hat. I think she got a bit bored after a while. Okay. Anyway, so I'm going to do some voiceover to this remarkable day. So let's, and I'll stop when the video has some sound in there. So the video covers various random clips from the day. And I'd like to just highlight the stages we went through. So Carina's time at Reading has been marked by hard work, growth, and genuine passion for understanding the world of physical geography. She's embraced challenges, explored new ideas, and built friendships that will last a lifetime. Graduation isn't just a ceremony. It's a milestone, a moment where past efforts meet future possibility. That network is her net worth. And today, Carina stands at that threshold with pride, confidence, and a story worth celebrating. As Carina moves forward into her next chapter, she carries her strength with her education, the support of her family, and the pride that everyone who has watched her grow. The world needs people who understand it deeply. People who see connections, patterns, and possibilities. People who care. People who think. People like Carina. Her future is wide open. Whether she chooses to explore new landscapes, work with communities, protect the environment, or pursue further study, she goes in with a foundation built on knowledge, curiosity, and compassion. She's chosen one of the best subjects that she could do that gives her an all-round management understanding. Today we celebrate a graduate. Right, that's recording. Right, that's recording. Go for it. Okay, now do another one looking at the camera as well as the thing. You got to look at both. Again, one more. Go. Right, certainly the ability for her to catch a hat there. So today we celebrate a graduate. We celebrate a century of Reading University. We celebrate a family connection that spans generations. And most of all, we celebrate Carina Davison, her achievements, her journey, and her bright future ahead. Congratulations, Carina. You've earned every moment of this day. So I'd like to give a little bit of history of the geography department there. The Department of Geography and Environmental Science at Reading is one of the most respectable and quietly influential histories in UK academia. Its story mirrors its evolution of geography itself, with the old school map making a landscape study to modern environmental science, climate research, and geosocial spatial analysis. The early foundations. In the 1920s and 1950s, geography at Reading began taking shape shortly after the institution gained independence in 1926. In those decades, the department focused on classical physical geography, landforms, geology, soils, and the mapping of Britain's landscapes. It was a small, specialised and deeply connected in agricultural and rural sciences that Reading is known for today. The growth and the modernisation. In the 1960s and to 1980s, Across the 1960s, geography was expanding rapidly across the UK, and Reading was no exception. The department began integrating human geography, exploring how people, communities, and economies interact with place. This was an era in this era when Reading became famous for urban and regional development, research, population and migration studies, land use planning, early environmental impact analysis. It was also a period of major growth in student numbers. Geography became one of the most popular subjects at Reading. Indeed, in that period, I joined in the next section. So environmental science joins the story. As environmental issues became global priorities, Reading was ahead of the curve. The department expanded to include environmental science, creating a hybrid academic home Yes, the hybrid academic home where physical geography, ecology, climate science, and human geography could work together. The interdisciplinary approach became Reading's signature strength. The department developed respective research groups in climate change and atmospheric science, hydrology and water systems, ecosystems and biodiversity, hazards, risks and resilience, global development, and inequality. Reading's work began influencing policy, conservation, and international environmental frameworks. A global reputation in the 1910s to 1920s. By the time Carina arrived, the department had become one of the UK's leading centres for environmental and geographical research. It consistently recognised for world-class climate science. Reading is home to one of the strongest meteorology and climate clusters in Europe. Cutting-edge GIS and spatial analysis, research that directly informs government and international agencies, strong partnerships and organisations like the Met Office, DEFRA and global NGOs. Students graduate not just with academic knowledge, but with the practical skills that shape careers in conservation, planning, sustainability, policy and environmental consultancy. Department today. The Geography and Environmental Science Department is now in a modern, outward-looking, globally connected academic community. It blends fieldwork, laboratory science, social science, climate modelling, policy engagement, real-world environmental problem-solving. It's exactly the kind of place where someone like Carina, curious, thoughtful, analytical, thrives well. That I've got on the subject. We then got a tour of the buildings with a drone shot coming up. But I hope you're enjoying some of the shots of the various events there in the course of the day. So here we go. Proud and playful. There was once a grand named Carina, whose future grew brighter and keener. At 21 strong, her life's lifelong, and the world's never seen someone cleaner. Number 2, which is geography themed. A geographer clever and keen, Carina explored every scene. From rivers to towns, from valleys to the downs, she mapped out her life like a queen. And third one, Carina at 21 glows with wisdom that quietly guides. She's ready to start with courage at heart and a future that everyone knows.
Ellie Dixon.
So here we see some of White Knight's campus. The new geography department, I didn't capture so well on this image, but it's on the right of the shot at this point. So what can we say about this wonderful site? So let's just give a bit of history here. So the private estate, White Knight's, was a private estate of George Spencer Churchill, the Marquis Blandford, a lavish, almost eccentric figure who built extravagant gardens, lakes and ornamental features across the land. The estate became famous for its beauty, but also for its financial downfall. By the mid-1800s, the Marquis had overspent dramatically that the estate had broken up and sold. For decades after, the land was quiet, rural and largely untouched. The university arrives, 1947 to 1950s. After the Second World War, Reading needed space to grow. The university purchased White Knight's estate in 1947, seeing its potential for a modern purpose-built campus. Construction began in the 1950s and 60s. transforming the old estate into the centre of learning. That's why White Knights feels different from older UK campuses. It's spacious, green, and designed with intention rather than squeezed into a city grid. The lake and the woodlands. The lake, as you can see from the drone footage, just about, is a remnant of the original estate's ornamental water features. The surrounding woodlands, including the wilderness, are protected by biodiversity zones, home to rare plants, bats, birds, and ancient trees. White Knights is regularly recognised as one of the best green university campuses in the UK, and it's a big part of Reading's identity. Key buildings that you can cover. So, the library, opened in the 1960s. Major redevelopment was between 2014 and 2019. A symbol of Reading's academic growth, originally built in the 60s, it underwent a huge modernisation recently, turning it into the most advanced university libraries in the UK. It's an intellectual heart of the campus. Every student passes through it. The Palmer Building, the 1960s, named after Sir George Palmer of Huntley and Palmer biscuits fame, which also my nan remembered buying biscuits back in Reading. This would have been what she would have seen it as. I'll let Carina do any talking she's going to talk. 1 second. Cut, go. Yeah. Okay. She can do another one. Here she goes. Go on, 1, 2, 3. Go for it, Carina. Is she? Go on. Throw it again. Nope, she didn't. Okay, these... right, let's look at science and chemistry buildings. Built as part of the expansion in scientific research, these buildings helped establish Reading as a leader in environmental science, chemistry and biological research, foundations that directly support the geography and environmental science department today. And then let's talk about the geography and environmental science buildings. They sit nearby, obviously, symbolising department's connection to field. So the original buildings were close to the lake and the woodland areas, symbolising the connection to fieldwork, ecosystems and environmental study. Location wasn't incidental. It provides students immediate access to natural landscapes for research. The Edith Morley building, which in my day was named something else.
Right, that's recording. Go for it. Okay, now do another one looking at the camera. Right, that's recording.
Old White Knights house here.
Okay, now do another one looking at the camera, as well as the thing. You got to look at both.
Look at that big celebration chair.
Okay,
right, the building. So this was a part of. So it named after Edith Morley. She taught at Reading and became a pioneer in women academia. The building stands as a tribute to her legacy and Reading's commitment to equality and progress. And back in my day, it was called the Faculty of Letters. So I don't know when it was named. The Minquella Studios, named after Oscar-winning director Anthony Minquella, a Reading alumnus. The building represents the university's creative and cultural side, a reminder that Reading produces not just scientists and academics, but artists and storytellers too. The sports park, that was opened in the 1990s. A major part of student life, offering everything from football pitches to fitness studios. It reflects Reading's focus on well-being and community. The Harris Garden, a beautiful botanic gardens originally part of the old estate. It's now a peaceful sanctuary for students and staff and a favourite spot for graduation photos. hope you've enjoyed this short video highlighting Carina's graduation. What a remarkable event it was, and I hope that it's the start of something special.